Welcome to the Final Hour Podcast, coming to you from the original Living Word Christian Center out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. We're out of Mac's basement.
Yep.
My name is Jim Hammond.
I'm Linnea Farrell.
And I'm JD.
John is, I don't know where John is. And so
John scheduled way too many things for a morning.
We couldn't, well, one of the problems is we're coming up on the Thanksgiving holiday, and,
Hope you enjoyed your food and your pumpkin pies.
Yes, and we do, but there's a lot going on, and
It's a busy week.
We got to tape now. We got to tape today, which is not a normal taping day, but
that's what we do around here. We adjust schedules.
yes, we're flexible.
We're very flexible. We just roll with the punches.
And we couldn't do it unless Jerry was flexible. Thank you, Jerry.
You're welcome.
We were just discussing on the Israel trip that we're taking. There's 3 spots left, February 2nd through the 13th, 3rd through the 13th, technically the tour.
Because the 2nd is a travel day,
Yeah, the
okay,
flights.
everybody?
The flights.
Yes.
And so we've got 3 spots left. And those that are going on the tour, they should be praying for the tour. They should be taking their authority. They should be weather planes, air traffic controllers, pilots of your planes. Every plane that you take, the plane from New York, from Minneapolis to New York, the plane from New York to Tel Aviv, you should be covering your seat. You should be covering your plane. You should be covering your hotel rooms and the bus and everybody else on the tour, covering the food, covering your luggage. Send an angel with your luggage.
Man, that would be sad if...
Yes.
That's happened to someone before. Not on our trip, but a different trip.
Yes, we've seen it happen, and it's a problem.
It's a problem.
And so you should be covering this. But also, I mean, just being honest, covering, and I know that we're supposed to believe the best.
Always. Doesn't the Bible tell us?
But I've been
believe
on,
the best.
This is my 11th time. And I've been on tours. Well, I'll just be honest with you. There's annoying people. Should I not be saying this?
No, that's normal.
Yeah.
We all have different things we bring.
Do you not see people every day that you think are somewhat annoying?
Yes.
Even whether if you're in the grocery store or wherever you are. But, when you're there on a bus 9 hours a day, and someone's extremely... What I mean by annoying is this is not a counseling trip, all right? So the last thing we want to be doing is sitting at a table at breakfast, counseling you before we go on the
Jim,
tour.
this should have been done at the meeting.
Yes.
I'm going to tag this on and put it on our meeting notes.
If you want.
No
Hey,
counseling.
look, I'm saying if you're depressed all the time, I'm not telling you not to come, but the point of the tour is for me to lead a tour, okay? And maybe the tour itself will help your depression. The other thing is if you're taking medication that causes you to act crazy and say crazy things, that is not an excuse on the tour.
No.
Okay?
No.
You cannot come back the next day or the day after that and say it's because of the medication I'm taking. I shouldn't have said any of that. I'm so sorry.
Or my sugar levels are off or whatever.
Well, whatever. There's a lot of medications, right, that cause, that are first symptoms to keep people alive. But the thing is about the medication, when you're on the medication, you don't often have control of yourself or your tongue. And we're not, that doesn't fly on the tour. So, I'm just saying that doesn't fly. So these things.
So guys, we have 3 spots left.
We have 3 spots left. That should really motivate you.
Sign up today if you haven't yet. That should solidify whether you are questioning coming or not. That was the speech I needed.
Well, look,
It's all things that need to be
I'm just
said.
covering everything I've seen on a tour, okay? And it's the last thing you want to be doing is after 10 hours on the bus and you're all eating dinner in the hotel restaurant and I find myself counseling people till 9 p.m., right? That's just not going to happen, all right? People, we're going to see Israel. We're going to connect with God. God can take care of you while you're over there.
Yes.
And I've had it. I've had it on a tour where there was a dude saying whatever he wanted at any time, and he blamed it on his medication. And it was almost like everybody's hand tied. Hand tied. We couldn't send him home. Or he was never sent home, should I say. I didn't have the power to send him home at that time. I'm just saying, look, we're trying to cover it all here.
Yeah.
Without being...
You don't want to ruin someone else's
Let's just get it done up front.
Right.
Okay, anyways. I'm just... Interesting... Foreign countries pouring billions and billions of dollars into American colleges. Most of the money goes unreported. China, United Arab Emirates, pushing the Muslim agenda, of course, the Muslims want us all transgenderized, so we're rather effeminate on the male side.
Even though they don't agree with it.
They want males that are effeminate so they can step in. All these countries, it's unbelievable. I watched an hour special on Newsmax 2. How these countries, China specifically, are controlling what is taught in our American colleges.
Yeah, and then they're indoctrinating your children with the content.
That's why we got a bunch of crazy liberals. There's plenty of 60-year-old women. We talked about them. There are plenty of men.
They're all on Highway 7 on Wednesday night protesting for the No Kings.
It looks to me like Antifa's full of 44-year-old men. Okay. That have nothing else to do but terrorize college students. Right?
Yeah, yes.
And,
funded by George Soros.
Right. So.
But yeah, the college thing is interesting.
It's serious. It's serious, and you don't even see how it's unchangeable. And we don't know even how much.
And
we don't even know how much they've we don't even how much it's billions and billions they've given to American colleges. So no wonder after all this indoctrination, we've got a country of crazies, of crazy communists trying to bring down the government.
But did you see Laura Ingraham? She asked Trump this question, and he was explaining why they need the money. Because she was like, why do we have so many students here on visas and colleges? And he was like, we need the money. We need them to pay the money because they pay the extra money. And she's like, but they're giving all this money and they're indoctrinating our Americans and their way of thinking. And he really didn't have an answer for it. So the next day, there's kind of a big hubbub online about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not doing... The way we look at it is we are trying to extend the life of this country.
Right.
Because... The schools are lost. Mm-hmm. The schools are lost. What are you going to go? How are you going to get a bunch of Christian, even middle of the line professors? Let's not even go conservative. Let's just go down the middle. How are you going to get that in our woke public schools with 99% woke teachers unions? What are you going to do? You're going to fire all the teachers in the country? They're hiding from your children, not all of them, hiding from your children that they're trying to entice your children into transgenderism. That's a law in California. They're getting training how to do it. Just saw that on Newsmax too. So
wow, Newsmax.
One thing, the difference. I was watching a clip of a social media, what do you call them? They call themselves
influencer.
Yeah. Okay, and I'm watching this lefty, right? This flaming liberal. She's a black girl, and she's saying how everything that are reporting in the right wing is not the truth. But I watch both, and that's not true. When the right wing makes a mistake. Okay? When the right wing in the government, when a right-wing senator, when a conservative senator, a conservative House rep, Trump makes a mistake, they call him out. Mm-hmm. On the conservative side. At least Newsmax too.
No, they do. They do.
They call them out.
Call them out. Yeah.
They call them out. The left, they hide it.
Yeah.
They just don't bring it up. Okay.
Hence Joe Biden for 4 years in his mental decline.
Yes, but we're going to get into more of China is controlling your American colleges. China. And today, the sword and the scimitar. Okay.
Okay.
You can see the two different things. The sword is straight. Scimitar is a type of weapon. It's curved that the infidels of Islam used against Christianity.
Really
Wow.
Is a good design for a weapon.
The scimitar, especially because they're on horses. I guess it's supposed to be more effective on a horse. But anyways, this guy's amazing. Raymond Ibrahim, Ibrahim.
And David Victor Hansen does his forwards. And if you don't know David Victor Hansen, you have to listen to his podcast. He is phenomenal.
This book. I'm in love with this book. And there was so much that I did not know.
He's got a lot of pages earmarked here.
And I'm trying to give you just a piece of it. He's got another one after this that I haven't read. I'm so excited about. Raymond Ibrahim, Ibrahim. All right, check him out. This is from him, and I just want to kind of highlight. Obviously, it would take weeks and weeks and weeks to go through the detail is unbelievable that he has. It's unbelievable how much history is written down about Muhammad and what comes after Muhammad. But Muhammad didn't come around to 600 AD. Are you aware of that? 600 AD. And can I tell you something? Syria, Israel, Egypt, the Middle East, Lebanon, all these countries, all Christian. All Christian. Before Islam was even there. All right? Mm-hmm. All these countries were Christian. Remember, after the birth of Christ, which, because they can trace John the Baptist when he was born, and John the Baptist was 6 months older than Jesus Christ, I believe, whatever that is. Jesus Christ was actually born in 2 BC. 2 BC. I can give you the details on that. Maybe we do some Christmassy stuff in December, huh? Maybe
I would
not.
save that for the main. You're not going to have enough.
You cannot do that formula in the main and call it a Christmas sermon and explain how we figured out how these scholars figured out that Jesus was born in 2 BC.
This will be the pre.
They're going to be sleeping in the sanctuary. Oh, you think they're not going to be sleeping on the podcast?
Well, I'm just wondering. Yes.
All right. So, anyways, the Greeks had conquered Egypt. Remember, one of Alexander's generals is responsible for translating the Old Testament. His relative, down the line, into a Septuagint, which is Hebrew to Greek. The Old Testament was being circulated in the Greek language around the world over 200 years before Christ was even born.
Oh, wow. I just had a conversation about this because someone sent me a video and said, is the Ethiopian Bible the first Bible ever written? Because that's what they're saying. And I was like, no. No, it's this Septuagint, right?
Well, the Septuagint, what makes the Septuagint special is it was already translated into Greek.
Okay, that's what I said.
So you had a Greek Old Testament back then, and at 200 years before Jesus, the world was owned by the Greeks. Okay? So it went all over the world, right?
Before Jesus.
And so...
Not the Ethiopian Bible.
Jerry's... Well, we don't know one. I don't know anything. I'd have to look up that.
It looks shady. The Ethiopian Bible looks
But we don't know that.
Okay,
they've been around. That Ethiopia's historic. They fought they sent a 1,000,000-man army against Judah. Mm-hmm. Against the fourth king.
Okay.
You had David, Solomon, Rehoboam, Abijah, the fifth Israeli king. Either the fourth or fifth Israeli king. On the south side, the Ethiopians sent 1,000,000 men.
4th to 7th century AD. So no, it wasn't.
What?
The Ethiopian Bible wasn't written before that.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
They also include every single book that other canons don't include.
I'm just trying to debunk myths out there that people are listening
if you're
to.
telling me the Ethiopian Bible is written in 600 A.D., nah.
Right.
No. Well, they might be talking about the New Testament, possibly.
Yeah, either.
The new and the old together, but even 600 A. No. They're wrong. It was, but you can't trust Google with everything. Did you Google it?
But I read.
Don't trust Google.
I
anymore.
don't read the AI's version of Google. I read an actual database.
The regular version of, is it Jeff Bezos that owns Google?
No.
Who is it?
Who?
It's a different person.
It is a different
It's a
person.
different
I can't
person.
think of his name.
Well, I'm glad we have that information.
Well,
for you.
then you can't believe anything on the internet because it's all on Google. Like you can use the Google search engine for anything. It's a website
anything
that
biblical, don't believe it. Or it could be, they're changing it. It's a scam, right? Well, listen, there's a battle here. Back to the sword and the scimitar by Raymond Abraham says it was a certain battle that changed the world. We wouldn't have the same world in 636, after 636 years after the death of Christ. A 6-day battle. This is the Byzantine Empire, which is the last thing left of the Roman Empire. And by that time, they were Christian. As Christian, they had a lot of problems, but they were Christian. And a very famous general on the Byzantine side by the name of Vahan, Vahan. And let me set the battle up. Muhammad and his doctrine started to prop up tribalism, prioritizing other Muslims over blood relatives, and was able to pull a lot of these tribes together into what was dubbed the Islamic super tribe. So this is what made Muhammad into Muhammad. This has made Islam. They created this tribe that transcend all racial, language, national barriers. The Quran commands all Muslims to denounce and disown their non-Muslim relatives.
Wow.
It doesn't. That's what
Sounds like the left.
It doesn't matter if they're fathers, sons, brothers, sisters.
Crazy.
It commands them to feel hate for them until they believe Allah alone. So let's look at the contrast. This tell you to hate anybody. It doesn't, does it?
No.
What are you smiling at, Jerry?
I like this stuff.
Jerry's excited.
Quran, chapter 58, verse 2. And Quran, chapter 60, verse 4. Multiple researches summarize non-Muslims, that's me and you, were described in the Quran as wild animals. We've told you this. And beasts. We know what God describes the devil's children? Precious fruit. Just giving you the difference. To the Muslims, we are infidels. According to the Quran, we are wild animals and beasts. I think we've told you gorillas, right? You know what God describes people that don't believe in the Bible? Precious fruit of the earth. Wow, look at the difference.
What a loving God.
Yes. And we are the Quran says we are to be terrorized, annihilated, crucified, punished, expelled, and plotted against.
Wow.
This is all in the Quran. This Syrian president.
Wait, by deceit.
Yeah, plotted against, by deceit. Well, I thought that would be natural that if you thought plotting. If I'm
Not
plotting
everybody
against
knows.
you.
But
and
deceit
deceit
feels
isn't-
like we need to know that because there's such a deceitful,
Yes.
religion. They make you think that they're on your side.
What
We've
surprised
talked
me about
about-
this guy, he's all over the Quran. He knows the Quran. All right. According to Quran chapter 58, verse 22, it is pointing to a bunch of Muhammad's inner circle. They renounced and slaughtered all their non-Muslim relatives. Okay? You have one slaughtering his father, another killing his brother, a guy by the name of Abu Bakr. That's the first ever Muslim caliph following Muhammad. He tried to slay his own son. This is real history. They were writing all this down, the Muslims themselves. You've got something called the Encyclopedia of Islam by Emily Tyan, Tyan, states that Muslims can call off the jihad and make temporary truces with non-Muslims, but only when they're in a weakened state. Hello, Syria.
Wow.
Syria. We're making deals with this Syria. He's a warrior. He's a warlord, warhound. He won Syria by force. I mean, we just heard what Guy said. They just had a October 7th on the Jewish people, the Druze over there in Syria. But it lasts 5 days. This guy's a jihadist himself. The jihad is never called off.
No.
Hamas in their tunnels with very few soldiers left over there. They're not. The Hamas is not. The jihad is not called off. You know, the peace plan. Like
No.
It's not peace to them.
They did the same thing with the Crusades.
Yes, it states once they're strong enough, they can annul any existing truces. This is all in the Quran. It also states that anytime Muslims are under an infidel authority, like what you would call now, take for instance Dearborn, Michigan. Are they governed nationally by Muslims? No, they're governed by Trump. So you could say Dearborn, Michigan is under an infidel authority.
Right.
They are permitted to pretend friendship and loyalty to their non-Muslim president. And you can do that, the Quran says, as long as the enmity in your heart towards them is not extinguished. And let me tell you something. They're great fakers.
Yes.
They know how to fake honoring someone. Go ahead, Linnea.
I have something to say because at these last elections, we had Mamdani get elected in New York, but we had 42 other Muslims get put in positions of political power in the United States. 4 of them got elected as school board presidents. Does that not tell you something? So, like little places, right? Like senators, mayors, blah, 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 right? We're not just talking about Dearborn, Michigan, and New York.
Not little.
No, not senators. I don't mean senators.
Yeah.
I mean, but
Yeah,
42,
mayors and
42,
city council members and school board members and
42
Yes.
Muslim, these people who believe in this religion.
yes, and they say that they're peaceful. Okay, but that's what they say.
Right.
That's what they're supposed to say. It's instructed for them to say that. The peaceful Muslims often say, "Oh no, the Muslims that are committing jihad are not interpreting the Quran correctly." Yes, they are. The jihadists are interpreting the Quran correctly.
And didn't Erdogan say, isn't that the president of Syria? He
Turkey.
said, okay, Turkey. He said, there's no jihadists or what's the other one? We're all under one Muslim tent. There's not like this radical group and this radical group. We're all one and the same.
Yes.
He was, yeah.
Even the peaceful ones.
Yes.
This is what we're trying to tell you here.
And they said, you're trying to tell me that not all Muslims are political. They're like, that is not true because 90% of Muslims have a political agenda. They said they're the number one proselytizing religion out there in the world. They're the second biggest religion in the world.
And when they're on the downside, they're in the minority here right now. This is how they approach it, right? But when they get the power, it's over, buddy.
Yeah.
When they get the power over a people group, I'm not talking about a town.
No.
It's in history. This is what you're getting. It's over.
Mm-hmm.
Beheadings, rapes, persecution. Seems to be a very sexual religion.
Yes.
They love rape. Trust me.
Wait, can I say something
They
about
love
this?
rape. They condone rape. They condone rape.
Me and my dad have been texting a lot and talking about this situation. And do you know who Patrick Bet-David is? He has a podcast. It's called the PBD Podcast. But he made an analogy with Mamdani winning the New York mayoral race. He said New York being the epicenter of capitalism and the largest city in the U.S. is the same as a Christian being elected mayor of Mecca. And he says, can you imagine what the Muslim world would do if a Christian was elected mayor of Mecca?
Yeah, we're suckers.
That is the comparison that
We're
they're making.
suckers.
Right.
We're so nice. Come on in. Yeah, have your own city. Yeah, come on in. Yeah, be our teachers. Teach our kids. Yeah. Yeah.
What does Dr. Saad, our God Saad, say? He calls it suicidal sympathizers. He has a book coming out. How Americans, they feel bad for this underdog of Muslims. So we want to make them feel welcome. So we kind of like... We vote them into places because they're the underdog.
And what we're trying to show you is, let's see what happened when they weren't the underdog.
Yeah, right, exactly. That's why we're doing this.
Let's see what they did when they had control, because it's all in history. Muhammad's own words, the founder of Islam, I cannot find anything as meritorious as jihad. This is the guy, they think Muhammad is great. Even the nice Muslims, what we call nice Muslims. Right? He's their messenger. This is their messenger from Allah. This is his very words. I cannot find anything as meritorious as jihad. And he compared jihad to praying ceaselessly and fasting continuously. Jihad. Making war on the infidel, raping the infidel, burning the infidel alive, beheading the infidel, the animals, the wild animals, the gorillas. This is all in the Quran. Has an entire chapter that explains the importance of plunder during jihad. Remember, Guy? Week ago, 2 weeks ago, when they got those female troops, those IDF troops, and they had them in a room, and he walked in there and he said, "You're my spoil." This is a religion that it's all about that. It states in Quran chapters 4 verse 3 and Quran chapters 4 verse 24, Muslim men are permitted to have any and as many infidel sex slaves as they can acquire. Wow. Not wives, sex slaves. Muhammad says in numerous Quran verses and lining up for the battle in the past, Allah is worth more than 60 in lining up for battle. All right. When a man goes out there and lines up for battle to fight for Allah, okay, it's worth more than 60 years of worship.
Wow.
So they get credited to kill.
That
credits in heaven.
lot.
Like it's very clear. Like when you give in the offering, all right, I can show you these scriptures. You're giving credit in heaven. You get something in heaven for that. Right? We don't know what it is, according to the Bible. But the Quran says, well, when you line up and you kill Christians, all right, it's equivalent of worshiping him 60 years straight. So they would go and raid these villages, and whoever survived, they got slaves and concubines, but they don't look at us like whoever dies during jihad is guaranteed sex slaves in the afterlife. That's how they look at it. They're not afraid because imagine if you were 1, 2, 3, 4 years old. It's good to die dying for Allah. It's good to die
they're
dying
doing
for
it in
Allah.
preschools.
You get more. Your life is better. You're immediately transcended. This is what they're hearing. Muhammad says, either way, win or die, win or live, live or die. We win. That's what he said. I guarantee that the jihadist, either a mission to paradise, said Muhammad, or return to once he set out with the reward of booty. He's going to either, if he lives, he's going to get women, sex slaves, and everything everybody owned that they conquered. And he's going to have paradise, which is even more women. Notice how women are
happens.
What's in it for the women? What do they get? Do they go anywhere?
No.
We don't know. Maybe we need to find out. Is there anything for the women in the Quran?
Why would there be? I was listening to this guy, and he was saying if one piece of hair is sticking out of the lady's hijab, she can be stoned to death. decapitated just because one piece of hair is sticking out of her headpiece. So that, like, you want to tell me, all you feminist women out there who support Muslims, stand behind it?
You're ignorant.
So ignorant. They don't care about
You're
women.
ignorant, feminist
they
woman.
don't care about women.
Ignorant. As for if you support
And
Muslims,
gay people, I heard that they like literally shove them off a building head first. If you're gay, to fix
True.
your head. Yes. That's who you stand with when
as
violent
as
people.
for the martyr, he is special to Allah. He is forgiven to the first drop of blood he sheds, and he sees his throne in paradise. Muhammad's words. I gave you the verses. Fixed atop his head will be a crown of honor and a ruby that is greater than the world in all it attains. And he will copulate with 72 houris. Hours. The houris are supernatural celestial women. Wide-eyed. Just telling you what the Quran says. And big-bosomed, says the Quran. That were created by Allah for the express purpose of gratifying his favorites. Wow.
Isn't it crazy how
So
they
you
take
get to
pieces
go up
of
to
the
heaven and have yourself a porn.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
That's what it
what's
is.
motivating them. Islamic scriptures portrayed paradise in completely carnal terms. Food, drink, gold, eternally young boys, yes, who circulate among the believers and they await the martyr. They await for the martyr to come. These are Muhammad's words. Listen to Muhammad's words to Muslims that did not want to fight. Muslims that did not want to fight.
Yeah, let's hear what he says.
Quran chapter 8, verse 15. They will be tortured like no other sinful human in hell.
So you don't have a choice. You don't have a choice.
They had to fight.
They had to fight.
They had to conform.
Wow, what a loving religion there. Fight or,
Tortured.
yeah.
One bewildered Byzantine official complained of, this is real history, that soon invading Arabs, it's almost likely they were driven by the very demons of hell itself. Yes.
Sounds like
yes. As long as they pledge allegiance to Allah and Muhammad, they could rape, they could do whatever they wanted. The author of this book, and I'm more than 50 pages in.
Well, doesn't it sound like October 7th? Remember the people saying that when the Hamas soldiers came in, they literally looked like they were possessed by demons?
Yeah.
They were crazy and going crazy.
Yeah.
I know that they figured they were on drugs and stuff, but they also were possessed by demons.
The Christians back in 600 and 700 AD know more about it than we know. And they called, they weren't like what we are. Oh, yeah, they're the minority and they've got a bad
We
name.
vote for the
and
underdogs.
we vote for the underdogs, and we're
'Cause we're
Democrats because we're Democrats, we're going to vote for the Muslims. Yeah. Okay.
You know what's crazy though? And like in the Mamdani, the numbers, they said that it was like between the younger kids and like 45 and a little bit older. And like, I'm 45. You don't remember what happened with 9/11? Like that didn't shake you or rock you. I heard that number and I was like, why though? Like we watched it all happen.
Well, they've masked that. They've said,
They
"Oh,
have.
we're peace loving."
This guy whose kids go to school in New York, they say they never, ever, ever talk about 9/11. Like you're in New York, don't you think you would talk about that?
All the
That's
time.
history.
They took it out of history.
Yes, they did. They don't talk about it.
Most public schools, I'm sure they did, and what the point was and why it was done. Why did the Muslims fly planes into the buildings? Right? Why did they? I'm sure. And my point is, the Crusades have been so demonized. They were, and some of them were. Some guys, they were animals, but not like what I'm going to tell you. They were trying to win back Christian land that was all lost, starting in 634 BC. It started in 630. It was all Christian land. The Middle East was Christian. So Islam goes and conquers 3/4 of all Christian territory. And let's get down to what they believed. Muhammad actually believed that Jesus was born of a virgin, performed miracles, and was sinless. He rejects claims that Jesus was crucified and resurrected. He rejects the fact that Jesus was the Son of God. He said that when Jesus comes back on Judgment Day, he will actually break the cross in two. Listen to this. This is documented. You have Muhammad, who becomes the master of Mecca. he sends a letter to Heraclius, the Christian emperor of the Eastern Roman Empire, the Byzantines. Pound for pound, that's just a saying, the most powerful man in the world, probably at that time. Maybe not. 700 AD. Heraclius had just defeated the Persians, and it took, because they made a comeback after the Greeks, and it took him decades, and the heart of the letter had two words, Aslam Taslam. That means submit to Islam and have peace. Right? Heraclius had just defeated the Persians, and he got a letter. It said, from Muhammad, submit to Islam and have peace immediately. Heraclius says, no. Muhammad responded, 629 AD, documented by sending an expeditionary force of 3,000 Arabs. Started small, chanting victory or martyrdom into Christian territory. The Romans, the Byzantines, considered these people beastly, bloodthirsty, and they met them and defeated them. Okay, 630, 1 year later, Heraclius, the Byzantine Christian emperor, was the Persians had held Jerusalem earlier, and they thought they had the Byzantines had a relic that they thought was the true cross, and they were into relics back then. I'm telling you, Christianity was Christian. They believed Jesus was their Lord and Savior, but they had some weird things. It took a while for the Holy Spirit to completely straighten it out, because obviously Constantine's saying Christianity is the number one, is the state religion of the Roman Empire. It hurt Christianity a lot, because they had to stop fighting for what they believed, right? And the minute they stopped running and hiding and standing up and being persecuted, and life got easy for them, well, then the devil, he switches his philosophy, his attack, and he starts bringing in, trying to indoctrinate Christianity with a lot of crazy stuff. So you had a lot of division going on. You had a lot of arguments going on in Christianity. They were into these relics, right? And there's documented in England for sure. They had relics, and there's documented miracles of people going and touching these relics and things happening. Now, I don't know how to explain that, right? Maybe that's what was going on. Maybe that's all they had. They had such little knowledge and understanding of the Bible. But Quran, the 9th chapter, verse 29, you have Muhammad declaring eternal war on Christianity. And so he says, quoting Muhammad, fight those among the people of the book. That's in the Quran. Kill Christians. It's in the Quran. Kill Christians. Okay? The people of the book. That's Jews and Christians. That's what he called the people of the book. Christians and Jews. People of the book who do not believe in Allah nor embrace the religion of truth until they pay with willing submission and feel themselves subdued. Are you subdued yet, Dearborn, Michigan? No.
I love the Christians that are there that show up to the meetings.
Do they harass them?
They do.
Good.
And the one guy's like, you're not kicking me out of here. I'm standing my ground. Like, I'm not leaving. This is our place.
So there are still a few holdouts in Dearborn?
Yes, there's a lot of holdouts in Dearborn.
Really?
Yes. Not everybody agrees with this stuff, right? But
from that point, Muhammad leads 30,000 Muslims along the Roman-Arabian border. And they sat there for 3 weeks. This is Muhammad himself. He's the one that started this. No Romans came. No Romans came. He wanted to see what would happen. Well, 2 years later, Muhammad dies. But he had quite the following. Because remember, he brought all those tribes under one umbrella.
right.
The damage had been done. At the time Muhammad died, you had many tribes trying to break away from Islam. They started refusing to pay their taxes. Muhammad's father-in-law was elected caliph, branded all these Arabs, professing Muslims, refusing to pay taxes, and he initiated something called Retia, R-E-T-I-A, real history, the apostasy wars, which saw tens of thousands of their own people, Arabs, beheaded, crucified, burned alive. Burned alive. Of their own. Muhammad's father-in-law died. Then you had a second caliph. He was there for 10 years to direct this super tribe, try to keep it together. So remember, after Muhammad died, a lot of what I just meant was a lot of Muslims, here's our chance, let's get out. Let's stop paying him. Oh, no. He killed tens of thousands when they tried to get out. So now we reach the beginnings of the Battle of Yarmouk. That changed the world. If this battle could have gone the other way, we'd be living in maybe a different world. It's when the Arabs were made to be Muslims and invaded Roman Syria starting in 634. Okay, it started in 634, the beginnings. It's more than one. It came out to a big 6 days in, I believe, 636. But this is how it started. The Arabs invaded Christian Rome, the Muslim Arabs, 634. Muhammad had died 2 years ago. At the same time, Syria, Roman Syria, that's Byzantine Empire, was much bigger. It was Israel. It was Jordan. It was all Christian. Syria now. What's Jordan now? What's Israel now? That was Syria then. Antioch was in Syria. Jerusalem was in Syria. All right. These were all these cities, these huge Christian cities. Were they divided? Yes. Were they fighting over dumb Christian things? Seriously. Not even doctrinal things, ridiculous things they were fighting. At first, though, these were just nomadic raids. They're not invading. They're raiding into a village, going and killing people, taking slaves, taking everything of value and leaving, going back. That's a raid. You don't stay. By 634, the Arabs came on unlimited horses, unlimited camels, tens of thousands of foot soldiers, deep into Christian Roman Syria, slaughtering, pillaging. The Emperor Heraclius, who had just defeated the Persians, he was tired. That took 10 years. He starts to muster his legions. and just like you see ISIS did, if you remember the whole ISIS thing, they had a little bit of success, but they started coming from everywhere. That's what made that ISIS army,
right?
That, by the way, Obama did nothing with and Trump took care of in 3 weeks. Okay.
Because Obama was sending thousands of dollars over, probably billions of dollars over on airplanes. Remember?
Yes, yes, but
to terrorist groups.
Well, to Iran.
Right.
But I'm just saying, Obama never got rid of ISIS. Trump got rid of ISIS in 3 weeks.
Yep.
It was almost like Obama was giving him just a few bombs here and a few bombs there, right? And so from this little bit of success, thousands of recruits come from all over the Middle East. So they got a huge army. This is what I wanted to get into. This is one of their heroes, even a hero of today.
Okay.
This is one of their top heroes. And the peaceful Muslims even. Right? In Dearborn, Michigan, those Muslims, are they peaceful? Are they the peaceful Muslims? Is that who we're calling the peaceful Muslims? He was called the Sword of Allah, known for his military prowess. I'll give you his full name later. For now, we'll just call him Khalid. Khalid, in his early years, claimed Muhammad was a false prophet. Once Muhammad took Mecca, Khalid supported Muhammad because he didn't want to die and became Muslim. Muhammad gave Khalid a black flag with white writing. Khalid was among the 3,000 jihadists that came after Christians, remember, in a city called Muda. That was in 629 after the Byzantine Emperor Heraclius rejected Muhammad's offer to submit. Khalid was a super warrior. They said the force of his swings were said in all the combat that he was in. He shattered 9 swords.
Think he had Nephilim blood?
Yes.
Had to have.
Hey, some of David's mighty men had Nephilim blood.
Yeah, I believe it.
All right, do me a favor. I know it's going to take a while,
That guy's scary.
but turn to 1 Chronicles.
Oh, in here?
Yeah, chapter 12. Give you something to do.
Okay. Guess I'm not doing enough, guys.
Yeah.
First Chronicles?
Yeah, 1 Chronicles.
20?
It's after 1st and 2nd Kings.
Jim, I'm there. Look, now he feels bad for me. I know. He said I wasn't doing anything.
It is funny. It is funny when I harass her.
Rolly comes to my defense.
When we're like sarcastic with each other.
Like I'm not doing anything here, even though I've been on the podcast for 45 minutes, chiming in.
But notice when I did that, Rollo came around the table to
check on me. It's
see how
okay,
she's
Rolly.
doing.
I'm okay.
He senses. He doesn't like when I'm being sarcastic with her.
No. Nobody does.
It's chapter chapter 12. Okay.
There. Look, you're already there. Did you know that?
Huh.
Your thing.
All right. Listen, you're going to have to say something if I'm going to find it. You got anything to say?
Yeah, I do have something to say,
Okay.
okay? Because we're talking about the Islam takeover and the Muslim Brotherhood. The 3 points of Islam. They attack the womb, which means that they want to out multiply the country's children. So that means they want to have more children that are in the country. The second point is they attack their borders with mass immigration. The third point is they use their own laws and regulations against us for their favor, which is what they're doing right now.
What was the first one?
Attack the womb. So they're saying like we're gonna have more. We're gonna outnumber
my
your children.
daughter, even going to a Christian school, through all the social media, everything she heard, not necessarily a Christian school, but she says she's 29, and she said, yes, our generation was told not to have kids.
Yeah, they were.
Our generation was told it's stupid to bring kids, it's dumb to have kids.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's all in the plan, because you got the Muslim families that are having 7 kids. Have we talked about this on the podcast?
Not really.
All right. The average Muslim family has 7 kids.
Yep.
I just heard a Muslim recently say, it doesn't matter. We're going to have the country. We're going to have the United States by 2050. We will outnumber all colors, all races, all diversities, all religions by 2050. Mm-hmm. The numbers show it. Okay. So according to them, they're going to have this. They're going to rule our country. If they outnumber us, obviously, they can outvote us. Right. And they're going to rule our country by 2050. So,
speaking of voting, can I tell you something fast?
What I'm trying to do is extend it to the rapture.
Right.
Let's just get out of here. Because I don't know that it can be turned. Yes, it can be. You can hold it off. Mm-hmm. Only God, some type of miracle. You know, too many people have been brainwashed by our ridiculous public schools and our woke colleges, and now we're looking at the Muslims by 2050. Well, they'll be the majority. Mm-hmm. They will be the majority in the nation. Right. And you'll see what happens at that point. I don't believe the world lasts that long, right? I think we'll be in the millennium. I believe you have to believe we're out of here. You have to believe, because I'll be in my 80s by then. I don't want to be here if they're in charge, honestly.
No.
So Muhammad gives him, Khalid was considered a super warrior, right? He gave this guy the nickname, the Sword of Allah. His nickname came from Muhammad personally, the messenger of Allah. Modern day Muslims think that Khalid was a great guy. One documented situation with Khalid, he accused another Arab, a well-liked chieftain, of apostasy, slaughtered him. As soon as he killed him, he raped his wife. After that, he decapitated this well-liked Arab chieftain named Malik, put his head on top of 2 stones, set it on fire. This is a guy on the same side, and cooked his evening meal in a cauldron above the fire.
So gross.
And then he ate it that night to terrify what he thought were Arab tribes that were on the fence. They were backing out. That comes from a Muslim historian by the name of Ibn Kathir. It was said that this guy's hair, when his head was on fire, his head cooked so thoroughly that the meat that was cooked was thoroughly cooked.
This makes me want to vomit.
And then the dude ate it. This is their leader. He's revered in Islam today. Khalid accused this guy, Malik, of apostasy, took his wife, whose beauty was renowned. This Muslim historian writes, now this is one of their top chieftains. Could you possibly see, let's just think back to the different people leading those crusades. There were a couple bad guys in there, but they weren't cooking meat using the heads of people.
Gosh.
From their own army, like you would burn wood in a fire. There's a lot of detail here. Another one of the generals confided to the caliph in charge about what Khalid had done to this high-ranking Arab chieftain. And he said he transgressed against a Muslim man, killing him and leaping upon his wife. Those are the exact words. So the caliph, the guy in charge, recalls the General Khalid, the sword of Allah. Back to Medina. Medina.
I know. I didn't know if I spelled it right. Didn't you say Medina?
It is. It's spelled like that.
Okay. All right. We talked about how great Baltimore was last week. Baltimore, Medina. He's a Jew.
He marches in front. 10% Jew.
10%.
He marches in front of the caliph wearing a battle-stained robe with a head wrapped in a turban, and there's arrows sticking out of the turban.
Oh my gosh.
This is how he presents himself in front of it would be a Muslim king. This is all history written down. The caliph steps down off his throne, stands in front of him, rips the arrows that are sticking out of his head wrap. They were stuck in his head wrap.
What a scene.
Throws him on the ground, calls him a hypocrite to kill a Muslim man and leap upon his wife like that, and says, you should be stoned. The sword of Allah. His full name. Khalid, middle initial B,
okay.
al-Walid. But if you're going to Google this guy and see how probably Google lies about him.
What does he look like?
Khalid space. You got a B and a period. I assume that's initial for a middle name. AL dash capital WALID. All right. The sword of Allah. He's an interesting guy. The caliph pardons him though. Forgives him. The other general that complained about him by the name of Omar reported, hey, he just cut off another general's head. A chieftain. You know what the caliph said? Oh, Omar, I will not sheath a sword that Allah has drawn against the unbelievers.
Of course.
Can't you hear these guys talking? So they sent the general into Christian Syria. 634. He was the supreme battle commander. I'm telling you how it happened. Right after Muhammad died, it already had a pretty good momentum. But what I'm trying to tell you is for thousands of years, they relied on terror, beheadings, rape, slavery, conquest, pillaging, loot, just like they did in Gaza on October 7th, just like they just did to the Druze.
Yeah.
For 5 days in Syria. Remember, they captured the female IDF soldiers. He told them, you're my spoil. This is a religion that thrives on this. Don't listen to the peaceful ones.
But what did we call it? What's the word? Takia.
The peaceful ones are fooling you.
Right.
because that's what the Quran says to do. It says to fool you. This is a religion that thrives. What is called the peaceful Muslims are insisting that the violent ones are reading the Quran wrong. No, the peaceful Muslims are reading the Quran wrong. Yeah, and the other thing is they know. They're playing you. We need to get on this subject more because, like I said, by the stats, 2050 Muslims having 7 children per family. The average American family at 29, 30 is having 1 to 2. Muslims will outnumber every other religion, race, and diversity of people in America. I hope you had a happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, kidding. That was a little... People need to hear that.
And
we
you
need
need
to
to
hear
speak
that.
out.
You do need to speak out. You do. You do need to speak out.
Even if they threaten you. Because your children are gonna be threatened anyways. If the rapture tarries, your children are gonna be owned anyways. If the rapture tarries. Do you understand? So,
But to bring a little joy back into your life, go get your leftover Thanksgiving meal and eat it.
yeah, because
Because we just talked about
they're listening or viewing this like the early ones.
Black Friday.
We looked
Maybe if
one
you're
night.
shopping
How
and you
many
have us
people-
on in the car.
How many people pull it down at midnight?
Like
On
150-ish.
YouTube, it's like 100.
That's
That's a lot of people.
right away. Thank you. And again, I'm thanking our 4,672 followers on YouTube. I'm thanking our 1,500 plus, not followers, but subscribers on YouTube, 1,500 plus on Spotify, 4,672 on YouTube. Everyone that has subscribed to Rumble or Apple Podcast or Facebook, anywhere that you're viewing us, please subscribe.
And thank you for
And I'm
viewing
thanking
us.
you. I'm thanking you. We're still here.
He's thanking you.
We're not going
Do
anywhere.
you feel thanked, people?
Even as long as YouTube, they can lie all they want about the views. We don't quit. We don't quit. Just because they lie about us, we don't quit. Okay? If you don't quit, you'll win.
Yes, that's what the Bible says.
So check out the book, Sword and Skimtar by Raymond Ibrahim. I already love him. I love this book.
He really loves the book. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Yes, I'm the kind of person that reads like 3 to 4 books at the same time.
That's just your only book right now.
No, one could be a
okay.
fantasy. One's Christian. One's...
You mean the Bible?
No, I used to get... Right.
Oh, okay.
No,
okay.
no.
Oh,
No,
you mean
for
like
instance,
a self-help
the
Christian
Chuck
book?
Missler book?
Okay.
Remember the one before that? The Billy Bren book? There's always a Christian book in there. But
Self-help Christian book.
Sort of skimmed... this is history. This is not historical fiction. This is history.
Scimitar. All right, people.
Yeah, I hope you had a happy Thanksgiving.
Put your Christmas tree up
Mine's up. Mine's been up since October 22nd.
for the holdouts.
Mine took 5 minutes. I just bring it up from the basement and plug it in.
That's okay. We don't judge
No decorations.
people with the Charlie Brown
no,
Christmas tree.
It has lights, and it's flocked. It's like frosted,
Yes, we
but
know.
it has no decorations.
Do you want decorations for
No,
your
because
tree?
they're a pain. You got to put them on and take them off. I'd just rather. Why?
I was just I was just
Okay.
trying to have conversation.
Okay. All right. Sorry. Maybe that's why you're so quiet.
No, I'm not. No, I can handle that.
You know what's really annoying me is you look taller than me right now.
Well, I said somebody
really
messed with my
annoying me.
chair, so my chair feels high, and I felt like I didn't have time to adjust things. Felt like we had to get started right away today.
Yes, because we have a lot going on.
Yep. As
Almost-
does all of our listeners.
Almost too much. We want to thank you for listening. Thank you so much for listening. John will be back.
That will open December with John, Jim, and Linnea.
And Jerry.
Yes. Well.
Thank you for tuning in to the Final Hour podcast. Have a great Thanksgiving weekend.